Everybody takes 5 steps forward. Everybody take 5 steps forward.
Everybody take 10 steps forward.
You're gonna get shot. It's the Squid Game. You didn't know. Hey, listen, thank you, Nick. Thank you, Nick, for the side part of our DAO. Hey, look, before I get started, I want to say thank you to Gypsy Rose and ATN and your people. Thank you, man. This is my new home. And Imani Jones, who makes me look cooler when I stand next to you. Imani, thank you for just existing. I don't know how we came. We have a DAO. You know, Crypto Monday started 4 years ago. Lou Kerner started it as a way for us to come together and talk about crypto and just drink and hang out. And I'm going to tell you, just by looking at you guys, you can tell that crypto's growing. There's adaptation taking place because there's like attractive people here now. I'm going to tell you, when we first started, it was a handful of us, so we looked like we should have been on some sort of like no-fly list. It was real crypto enthusiast idiots. And now we are in 67 cities, 25,000 members. Right now, all across the world, on a Monday night, people are getting drunk and talking about crypto, and this is what we're doing. Crypto Mondays is becoming the thing. We have, when we first started the DAO, I didn't really like it. I didn't understand it, but to see the way people come together with it, a DAO is basically a corporation on the blockchain, but you need people to volunteer, come in and do their part, and this is we're going to be tokenized. Nick is singing. I mean, come on, So it's up to us to bring guys in. One of my favorite people in the world of crypto is this guy, Richard Levin, from CryptoNews.com. Happy to be here. Rich, CryptoNews.com. He also has a meetup at the Blockchain Center every other Tuesday.
Right. That's the Bitcoin Happy Hour. We do it every other Tuesday. So it's actually happening tomorrow. If any of you want to come, everybody's welcome. You don't have to be a Bitcoin maxi. We end up talking about everything crypto. But it's 83rd and Broadway. It starts at 6 o'clock. So come on down. There's plenty of beer. You can pay for it. Come drink.
There's always alcohol in everything we do, right? Always. Just remember, Crypto Mondays means Tuesday hangovers. So drink some water in between drinks, people. And he also is the CEO and founder of a thing called Seed Secure, which is, when you open a wallet and they give you the phrases, the 14 billion words that you have to remember.
Right.
He created a product that you stamp it into steel. It's a steel plate. You get your seed phrases into a steel. It's brilliant, so that you don't have to email it to yourself, print it out, put it in a box. What was the way you suggested I use it last time? You said put it in your refrigerator.
Yeah, a couple tricks. So I think a couple things you don't want to do with your seed phrase is just keep it in paper, right? Because it's in paper, it gets lost in a drawer. It's in a notebook. The notebook disappears. There's something about putting it in a piece of steel that makes it real. You stamp it into the steel, you can hide it, but you shouldn't do things like put it in a safety deposit box, right? You think that's safe? It's not. The banks can open them anytime. There's plenty of times where those just get opened on their own by the banks. They're moving this and that. So what you can do with these is, one trick is put a magnet inside. It comes with an envelope, so after you stamp your words into it, put a magnet in it and put it in your safe in the top, like up in the safe. So if people look in it, they won't see it. Or in your refrigerator, put it in the back of that. Something where you're keeping it safe. But essentially, if you lose these 24 words and you lose your hardware wallet, that's it. You're done. Or if somebody, steals your paper or anything like that, it's over.
So one of the things I love about Rich is how enthusiastic he is about crypto. We met in the city. It was one of the greatest meetings because everybody wants to go to lunch and eat and drink. And he said, let's just meet in the park and walk. We walked around Washington Square Park for 2 hours and talked about crypto. So he's like a force of nature when it comes to this because his enthusiasm is incredible. I love it. It's infectious. So I didn't want to, we're just going to wing it a little bit. I'm just going to throw some stuff at you because that's your personality. I know.
I'm down to wing it.
The first thing I want to know is, you're originally in advertising. How did you get into crypto? And what was it about it that you loved?
So the reality is I was actually trying to use Silk Road. I'm not gonna lie.
For what specifically?
I wanted to buy some pot.
I want to find out how much we're like. Okay, we're good.
No, I just wanted to buy some pot that was better than the pot I was getting. And I was looking on Silk Road. I was like, this is legit. This was 2013. And I was like, I need some Bitcoin. I don't even know what that is at the time.
Well, Silk Road, I would assume that everybody here knows what Silk Road is. But for people watching at home, we have what is it, 430 million viewers right now, I think it is, Amani, watching it. I want to let them know Silk Road was like an illegal website for
Yeah,
drugs.
it was like the eBay of illegal drugs. I was only there for weed, I swear.
Right.
But, you know,
It's
in
not
order
what you
to
said to me in the photo you sent.
in order to use it, you needed Bitcoin. And I had no idea at the time what it was. So I literally got it on eBay. At that time, you could literally go on eBay and just buy fractions of a Bitcoin.
Is that right?
Yeah, they shut that down pretty quick. I actually never even used the Silk Road. I didn't have the time to look into the Tor network, any of that stuff. So, you know, I just actually lost it. You know, it was on a laptop, got thrown away years later, and that was that.
Okay, so you buy that big, how much of a Bitcoin did you buy, and how much were they at the time?
They were super cheap. I mean, I think I bought 3 at the time. I can't even remember. A couple $100 maybe.
Right.
Yeah. And look, I mean, so many people in crypto have been down this road of, you know,
Right.
back in 2013 I had it and I lost it. You can't dwell on it. You can't lose sleep over it. You know, it's not like it was $150 million. That's a lot harder to sleep with. But
So you get the Bitcoin bug, so to speak, right?
Yeah, it wasn't
What is
even
this thing? It's a cryptocurrency. It's a currency online. It's digital. What is it?
at that point, I really didn't even know what it was, and I didn't even care, to be honest. It wasn't until like 2016 that I came back to this, and I really started to be interested in it. I have a cousin who was employee number 1 at Blockworks, actually, and he was always talking about it, and I was super interested.
What's Blockworks?
So Blockworks is probably one of the largest crypto news agencies.
So,
you know, it's hard to say.
So
I'm in crypto news also, but
Right.
there are some major players. So shout out to Blockworks, they do a great job.
Yeah.
There were some amazing events. Their website,
Nothing like this though. Not even close.
It's fantastic. So he was explaining it to me, and I was super interested. So I started to go down the rabbit hole. And then, you know, for many of you that know how it is when you go down the rabbit hole, you know, for me it was Bitcoin that took me down it. I got so interested in the whole decentralization and being sovereign and you know, not having to rely on the banks, because, you know, who loves their bank? I don't know anybody who loves their bank.
That's right.
Everybody hates their bank. You know, being able to bank the unbanked. All of these things were important to me, so I went down the rabbit hole. And then the farther down the rabbit hole you get, you know, you're like spending all your time on this. So even at work, I was constantly just watching YouTube videos, or I was watching Chico Crypto, or all, you know, I was hanging out on Twitter all the time at work,
Right.
just researching. And I was like, I want to work in this space.
Was there like that moment when you went, wait a minute? Like even back in 2016, you said, wait a minute, this is crazy.
Absolutely.
What was the? Do you remember the moment?
I mean, it's literally when it pops in your head. Like for a while, you get into it and maybe you buy a little bit, then all of a sudden you do have this epiphany moment. You know, I don't know exactly what moment it was, but all of a sudden I was like talking about it all the time. People were telling me to shut up all the time. You know, and for the last few years, people have been telling me to shut up until like
Not me, my friend.
24 months ago. That everybody's calling me like, hey, is it still? You know, can you walk me through this? You know, now I get calls every day. You know, people are always reaching out. Can you walk me through a wallet? Can you help me with this? You know, people in this room, I've given out free hardware wallets. You know, I give these things out all the time.
Right.
It's just, you know, it's engaging. It's fun. It's fun to be in this space. And, you know, at the same time, we're all learning. The tech is amazing.
Right.
You know, everyone's making money.
You were in advertising at the time, and so how did you make the switch from advertising to crypto news, and then eventually where you are now?
So that's an interesting story. And this is one of those things that, like, sometimes you just have to do it. I was in advertising and I was thinking to myself, like, I want to work in crypto, but I'm not a dev. You know, I don't know how to code. I can't code in Solidity. You know, I don't know what any of this back-end stuff is. But I'm a marketing
I'll teach
guy.
you one day.
Right. I'm a marketing guy, so I can talk to people. I can sell stuff. You know, I'm in advertising, right? So I went to all of the like crypto news organizations and I just cold emailed a bunch of them. And I was like, hey, listen, I live in New York. I'm in advertising sales. I was looking at your website. And you know, I think I could help you monetize it better. And a few of them got back to me, and I was like, oh my god! So the CEO of Crypto News reached back out, and I was like, you know, there was supposed to be a 10-minute call, turned into an hour. We really hit it off, and then I talked to the COO, and we hit it off, and then next thing you know, they offered me a full-time job, and then we've raised the revenue a couple 100% since then. It's just been an ongoing thing, and it was the best decision I ever.
Who is the CEO? That's an interesting story.
The CEO of
Crypto News.
actually the CEO is a guy named Geddes, who's an amazing guy, but
You know what I'm talking
the
about.
main investor in it is a guy named Tony G, who's actually a professional poker
So
player.
crypto. So crypto.
An amazing guy. He's really just an amazing guy. Actually, I met him for the first time. I've been working there for a long time now, but met him for the first time in Dubai a few weeks ago. You know, one of the perks of being in this space is you end up traveling to all these awesome places. And
Yeah, I went to Queens last night.
it was amazing. He's a really good guy. So the team there at Crypto News is fantastic, and they took me in like a family. You know, we traveled together. It's been a blast.
And so now you're working at Crypto News. There are so many things that you know about all aspects of crypto. You're very humble when you say I'm not a dev, but you know a lot about a lot. So instead of trying to go down my own little rabbit hole of learning about something specific, what's exciting to you today, like right now? What's exciting?
It's so hard. I spend all of my time literally just reading stuff and Googling stuff, which is essentially how I got into this all in the first place. But, I'm watching videos on this guy who's staking and this guy who's farming and DeFi and all new L1s, Phantom, Avalanche.
What's an L1, brother?
So an L1 is a layer 1 solution, right? So Bitcoin's an L1, Ethereum's an L1, AVAX is an L1, Cardano's an L1. All these are layer 1s. Layer 2s would be like ZK rollups, Arbitrum, things that are going to help Ethereum scale.
So see this conversation we're having right now, I love it. But when I call them my normal friends who don't know anything about this, we're in a room full of people who pretty much know. How do you get people that don't know about crypto to understand about what's happening in crypto? Because it's a revolution without question.
It's really easy. When they see the number go up, they call you.
I know.
But
somebody says, I have a friend from Brooklyn, he goes, I don't see no block, I don't see no chain. It's a blockchain.
I know.
I try to tell them it's money, digital, it's money, it's worth what somebody will pay for it.
Right. Yes.
You know what I mean?
I tend to, I've done this so many times, but I tend to start walking people through what is money first, right? What is money? And then we go through the gold standard, and a dollar was worth so much gold back in the day, and then that stopped in the 70s, and now we just all trust it, right? And then, enough people trust something, that's what money is. And back in the day, people used seashells or whatever because that's what they trusted.
It's an agreement. Exactly. It's an agreement that we both agree this is worth this.
Exactly. And we're at that point now where people start to trust it. 5 years ago when I talked about Bitcoin, people laughed at me all the time.
Yeah.
I have some friends who work at Morgan Stanley and JP Morgan, and I kept saying to them, this is going to happen, it's going to happen, and they all laughed at me. And I'm telling you, all of them now come to me for info.
And those are the guys at their institutions that are coming in, they can look like a stock.
Absolutely.
Otherwise, it'd probably be worth, if there was no shorting and longing, what do you think it'd be worth right now?
I know we'd probably still be up in the 80s. I think we'd be up at 80. I think we'd cross 69. Shorting, the derivatives market is, it's a good and bad thing. I'm not gonna lie, I play in it too.
Sure.
But when you have these cascading liquidations, like we last saw when Bitcoin went from 69 to wherever we are today.
Yeah.
That's just, it's a domino effect. All of those high levered long positions get cut, and then boom, they just fall onto the next level. They get liquidated down to the next level, liquidated.
And it's a sell off, and then it's a drop.
Major sell off. Then retail gets spooked, and they sell. The hardcore hodlers. If you look at the on-chain analytics, nothing has changed there, right? The big dogs the whales who own Bitcoin, they didn't sell any of their Bitcoin. I didn't sell any of my Bitcoin. All my friends who are deep into blockchain stuff, they didn't sell their Bitcoin either. It's retail. They get spooked.
They're making money off of it, and that's it.
Right.
ETH gas fees. I know you love them. Talk to me about it.
The truth is Ethereum, I love Ethereum. And it's one of my largest bags. I've believed in it since the beginning. But the truth is it's broken right now. You can't be new to crypto and want to buy this cool NFT that costs you, $75 and the gas is $140 to buy it.
Right.
There's just no way you're going to convince anybody that is like a legitimate way.
Makes no sense, right?
To, I thought crypto was supposed to solve all this. You don't need the banks. Like, oh, you don't need the banks, but to transfer money, it's $150.
Right. So the guy who's a miner who has a note somewhere, he's the bank all of a sudden.
Exactly.
Right?
But
he's the bad guy.
Yeah. And for a while it was fine. I remember like the summer of 2020, that big DeFi summer where everyone was just printing money. You could send Ethereum anywhere for $4. It was really cheap. It was really efficient. Right? It was really easy. But right now, it's certainly broken. So all of these scaling solutions that they're building, I think, will be the future of this. So if any of you are into, Arbitrum or ZK rollups, or you're not into it, you should definitely look into it.
Yeah.
Because I'm feeling an airdrop on that. So
some of these, like now there's 15 trillion coins, but some of the ones that I like, I know you like it as well. You're one of the only guys who ever responded when I said this, and I love Tron. I know Tron is like a weird, like he's a salesman, and it's like he says he's trying to get into a beef with Justin. Yeah, he's just a weird. It comes off as weird, but I think he's brilliant. I think the transaction fees, I think it's quick and easy. What do you think about Tron?
Well, I didn't think too much about it at first, to be honest, and wasn't certainly one of my larger bags up until recently, but something happened that I was watching. You know, for us at Crypto News, most of our clients are global. Not a lot of them are in the States, and all of them pay with crypto for the most part. So our most popular crypto that we accept is probably USDT, Tether. You know, it's pegged 1 to 1 the dollar. And to send it on Ethereum is really not efficient, right? If you're buying an ad from us or ad space and it's $600 and you got to pay 140 to send it, that doesn't make sense. So I started getting asked like 6 months ago, hey, do you accept TRC20 Tether? And I was like, I guess not, but maybe after 5 people asked me, I was like, yes. And we opened a wallet, and now, I mean, 6 months later, 90% of the funds that we get into Crypto News is probably on the Tron network.
That's
I never would have guessed that.
That's what I love about this space.
Space surprises
See
me all the
that,
time.
see that stat right there? That's to me, that's the impetus. You go, oh yeah. Oh, wait, now Walmart is using Tron. Like, that's the next thing you might hear about. You don't know it in this world. I love it because it's instantaneous in some cases. Right?
Absolutely.
So speaking of that, what do you think are the most underrated coins off the top of your head?
I think the Metaverse is going to be really big. So Sand, Mana, those guys will be big.
All the Metaverse
I
stuff.
think, yeah, a lot of the Metaverse stuff will be big. I mean, I don't know if you saw, but Nike just bought a huge company today.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, so check it out later. But there's a lot of stuff going on with the big companies. I believe that the L1s right now are still an untapped gem. A lot of people don't know what Avalanche are, what Phantom are. I mean, people are catching on to Solana, but these L1s, I mean, they've seen huge gains. I mean, in the last year, look at all the L1s that they're doing, right? I mean, you can send on these in seconds.
Right.
There's like 0 fees, so they make sense, right? And everything's going to have a use case. I'm certainly not a Bitcoin maxi. I don't believe that there's going to be one blockchain in the future. I believe there's going to be a ton, and we'll use them for different things, right? On your phone, you'll be connected to Web3, right? You could be sitting on the subway and you want to participate in DeFi, great. You can do it on Solana. You can do it on AVAX. You want to buy an NFT, great. You can buy it on Phantom. You can buy it on Ether. There's going to be a plethora of options for you, and that's how it should be. I don't think there should be just one chain for anything.
Right. So Solana, you mentioned Solana. A lot of people know Solana. A lot of people. Here's a great question. So yeah, Poly. What about Poly?
I own a lot of Meta.
Yeah,
I like Poly. Poly's a great chain too. Polkadots great. I mean, I can't even name.
Right.
There are so many things going on.
I know, it's
crazy. All these coins, all these positions, all these markets. It's really difficult, to be honest. Even someone like myself who works and lives in this space. I mean, all day long, I'm constantly in this space, and I can't keep up.
Right.
I mean, I went on a trip overseas, twice in the last few months, and I came back and I just felt like completely like I missed stuff. And I was only gone for 10 days here, 10 days there, and I try to disconnect a little bit, but even that I find hard. I'm on Twitter all day long.
How do you explain the Metaverse to people who really aren't familiar with it? Even though all of us are kind of familiar with it, I don't think it's hard to articulate what's about that.
I literally tell people to go watch Ready Player One, and now
That's it, right.
I mean, it's literally that easy.
Yeah,
it's the Metaverse. I mean, if you look at what
It's the next generation. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I mean, Facebook renaming to Meta, like,
What does that tell you?
Come on, we've been playing in the Metaverse way longer.
Right.
And let us build it. We're doing really cool shit.
Yeah.
But that says a lot, right? That they're rebranding that entire company to Meta. They bought Oculus, the company that put the glasses on your head. Like, if you can't see the writing on the wall, I don't have the time to explain it to you right now.
Abby just bought the Hip Hop Museum in OVR. And OVR is like it's like another Metaverse. It's like another sandbox, right?
But it's on real.
New York City land,
it's-
right?
it's-
It's a sandbox for New York City. So you
It's
can buy
sandbox.
MSG,
New York City.
or the Empire State Building,
Go to Paris, France, Japan.
okay, every city. So look,
Every city, yeah.
and look, this was news to me, so I don't even, half of this stuff that pops up, people ask me about something, I have no idea, but it's interesting, and I'm certainly gonna look it up later.
So what's the most overhyped coins then? Should we go there?
I'm probably gonna catch a bunch of shit.
Yeah, I know we are. Yeah.
XRP, Cardano.
Ripple. Why do you think Ripple's overhyped?
I mean, well, first of all, do you know anybody that's actually using it for anything?
Not me. I don't.
Is there anybody in here who's using XRP for anything except speculation?
No, right? It's just an investment, right?
And that's the thing too, and that's okay. I mean, look, we're all speculators in one way or
That's
another,
the
right?
thing.
If you talk to anybody who's just in it for the tech, they're bullshit.
No, it's money.
We're all here to move our
Yeah, money.
lifestyle forward. I want to make money, right?
I want to go to Dubai with you next year.
If Bitcoin was designed to go down in price and you just kept losing money, but it was this amazing tech, you think anyone would be?
No.
Right.
Nobody would care.
So look, XRP, Cardano, I work in this space, I live in this space, and I don't know anybody who's doing really anything on those chains. Now, will you make a ton of money with them? Probably. Will you benchmark most of the market? Probably.
Right.
But, as far as use case, not sure. And I'm a big fundamentals guy. I'm all about the meme coins every once in a while. Sure. I'll hold Doge 10x just to be a degen. I'll short SHIB just for fun. I don't care. I'll short BSD any day of the week.
Right.
But, I'm a fundamental guy. If it has actual use case, and if you look on GitHub, which is like the repository for people who are building on these blockchains,
white papers. Right.
yeah, look, if you look at Ethereum or Bitcoin, there's just thousands of people working on amazing projects. But if you go to Dogecoin,
It's incredible.
There's nothing.
So it's incredible. I had a conversation with Madison last night. She goes, I was telling her how happy I am, enthusiastic. I spent an hour telling her about the community and all these people. And she just waited for me to finish. She goes, okay, is there a coin I can buy for 0.000000001 for $5,000? And then it's going to blow up? Because that's essentially, initially, that's what people are thinking. How do we make money right now?
I know.
It's impossible.
It is. And I think that also, in crypto especially, you need to manage your expectations, right? If all of us, it was as easy as putting, $1,000 in, and we were all getting 1,000x our money, this would be too easy.
Right.
You have coins like Floki. I don't know what Floki does. Even Shiba, people say to me, "Oh, Shiba's going to $1," and I go, "Okay, that's never happening." Number one,
Unless they burn half of the 3/4 of the
that's
coin.
the thing. Well, the other thing too is if you add up the entire market cap, right? How many coins are there in Shiba? Trillions?
Yeah.
So that's gonna eat the entire market cap of gold, all the money in the entire planet, all the real estate in the entire planet,
Right.
all that stuff.
That's right.
People are gonna just trade Shiba
That's
instead.
right.
It's never gonna happen. So
That's the thing. That's the thing people don't understand, right? It's just because you hear a story in the news that a guy bought $8,000 worth, and now he's worth 17 planets, right? That's the guy who made all the money, and they want to be that guy.
Exactly. That never really happens. Those people who are that smart, that invested that early, got out way earlier.
Or it's a guy who knew the guy and said, "I'll just spend $5,000 on it."
Of course,
Right.
A lot of crypto is being on the inside of something.
You're passionate about talking to people about what it's like to live through a bear market. I know you like that's one of your favorite subjects.
Yeah, I like to just again, I think being in sales, one of the main things that I've learned in sales is just managing expectations. Right? If you promise the world and don't deliver, you're going to catch a rack of shit. So it's just tell people, the truth.
Tell the truth, right? And the truth right now during a bear market is what?
It sucks.
Right.
It's really painful.
Right.
It is. You think that you can deal with these 10% sell-offs in Bitcoin or whatever, and you're down just a little bit. Imagine getting all of your portfolio knocked out by 90+%, and then living through that for a year, and then everybody's like, "This is the bottom. This is the bottom." Well, no, it's not. It's going down another 10% from here, another 90% from here. It takes some serious guts to hollow through that. But and another concern I find is the NFT space. I'm a big fan of NFTs. I participate in this market, but I'm very careful. If we go into a bear market, the NFT market is just it's going to be max pain. Because at least with the coins you have liquidity, right? You own a bag of Solana, some dumbass will buy it off of you somewhere for some price. But if you have
Probably me.
weird photo of something that you paid 5 ETH for, no one wants it.
Yeah.
It's just
Knock yourself out, Jay.
so you just gotta be careful.
Nice JPEG.
Prepare yourself, be prepared. It's not gonna go up only forever. So just,
Right.
if you're in this for the tech, take profits. If you believe in the tech, follow through it. But
Yeah, because big picture, right? So that
you
leads
can't
me to
go
this.
up only.
What does it look like 20 years from now? What do you think all of this becomes?
Oh my God. Well, look, if you're in this room right now, in 20 years you're gonna be so rich it's not even funny. Probably. I think that Bitcoin could be a store of value for the planet Earth. I really do. Everybody seems to be getting on board, right? I'm in meetings a lot, and there's Scaramucci or Skybridge, at these events, and the hedge funds, the pensions are itching to get in. We finally got an ETF, although it's not spot, it's a futures ETF, but it's still an ETF, right? So it's kind of like the SEC said, okay, fine, Bitcoin is legitimate. So that's the first stamp, right? And we'll get more and more of these stamps. But my other fear is also that my biggest fear, honestly, is that crypto will become politicized. That the Republicans are into crypto and the Democrats hate it. That's the worst thing we can do.
Right,
The best-
vice versa, right?
Right, absolutely. I think it's just we need to educate both sides and make this really bipartisan because, we're all sick of arguing at the dinner table about politics. And the last thing we want to do is drag crypto into that. Crypto is a means for everybody to participate in the financial system, right? Bank the unbanked. Doesn't matter if you're red, blue, conservative, libertarian, whatever. Everybody can participate. So it's really important that we don't, box people in and box people out.
I love that, man. Ladies and gentlemen, Richard Levin, thank you. We have a couple of minutes left. I want to call John up. We have some raffles. We're going to be giving away one of the Seed Secure.
Yeah, I got a Seed Secure here from our company.
And handing the microphone over to this very handsome gentleman, John.
All right, how about that? How did everybody like that interview? So we have 2 raffles tonight. So everybody here gets to walk home, or no, 2 people get to walk home with something. Everybody here gets to attempt to walk home with something. Rich, can you explain what the first raffle will be?
Right. So again, this is our company, Seeds, my company, Seed Secure. We make these metal plates. If you don't have a hardware wallet, I mean, this is crypto 101. Get yourself a hardware wallet. Get your money, get your crypto off of these weird exchanges. You don't think it will happen to you until it does. People are getting hacked left and right. Stamp this in metal, put it somewhere safe. It's not a piece of paper. It won't burn, it won't rust. So that's what it is. And I'll happily lend you the stuff to stamp it in.
Amazing, that's awesome. And just a side note, I got hacked like a month ago, and it's not fun. So seriously, if you have cryptocurrency, try to protect it as much as you can. 2-factor authentication, everything. Like, take this stuff seriously because people are out there trying to get it. So, first raffle. What I'm going to do is I'm going to ask a question here, and I'm going to listen as much as I can to the first person to answer, and that person will get this prize. All right. So the first question. In case you don't know, there are only a certain number of bitcoins that will ever be mined that are ever in existence.
$120.
Oh, you're right here. This guy.
It's 21 million and 2, guys.
The answer is 21 million. There will only ever be 21 million bitcoins.
But side note on that, today we mined 90% of all the bitcoins that will ever exist. We'll mine the next 5% in the next 5 years, and the next 5% after that in the next 100 years. With the halves. Crazy.
So, yeah, it's that scarcity, supply and demand. There's a limited supply. It's not like the U.S. Treasury.
Not
at all.
You can hear it from here. All right, so next raffle. There is a conference going on Saturday called DeFiCon. In case you don't know, that stands for Decentralized Finance. It's a conference around that. There are a lot of actually really amazing speakers who are going to be there. It's out in Brooklyn. It is on Saturday and Sunday. There are all kinds of events. There's an after hours party on Saturday. So a lot of cool stuff going on. We have a ticket for that conference. If you were to buy this ticket, it would cost you 0.2 ETH. So right now that's about $800. We're going to give one of those away. And the question I have for you.
Turquoise.
It is turquoise. Wow, you get the ticket. No, I'm just kidding. All right, so the question I have is, in 2010, the first commercial Bitcoin transaction took place. Somebody paid for 2 pizzas.
$10,000. Papa John's.
I heard a whole bunch of stuff. I heard 10,000 right here. The answer is there were, that question. All right, I have to go with it. It was 10,000. Right. So in 2010, there was a transaction. The first commercial Bitcoin, the first commercial transaction with Bitcoin was 2 pizzas. A guy paid for 2 pizzas for 10,000 Bitcoin, which is today worth $350 million. Can you imagine if you gave somebody $350 million for 2 pizzas?
But it was $50 back then.
Yeah, then it was $40 back then. So anyway, point is, you'll see, for those who are getting involved here, this is kind of a meme. You'll hear about pizza parties, there's a lot of stuff, that's why. But the answer is 10,000 Bitcoin, and I think I heard it right here first. So I'll get your email after the event, and I'll get you that ticket for the conference.
Nice.
Thank you so much. I'm sorry? Yeah, all right. We're Seed Secure. Thanks everybody for coming.
Wrap it up.
Thanks a lot. Thanks everybody.
Hey, thank you for coming out. I don't know what the handles of website are yet, but we're gonna send it out on an email to everybody that's on the meetup list. We love you for coming out. I feel blessed and highly favored to be here and be a part of all this. God bless you guys. Have a great night. Thank you.